All right, what's going on, guys? It's Kyle Johns. Today we're going to have another short session, unless any of you bring anything to the table for us to go over and break down. I have a couple things that we wanted to discuss. Again, some more updates on where this is heading with the Mastermind group. As far as last time, we talked about possibly switching over to GoToWebinar. That's still being discussed, and then also as far as the daily sessions. As you will probably notice, it's tough for me to be able to deliver content at the same time each day, just due to a different schedule. Because we are not only in the real estate market, we also have recently started some different marketing companies and stuff like that. So, it's been a little bit hectic over here, but I would like to be able to get on about 3 times a week. So as far as for my sessions, they're going to be put on the Facebook page. As you can see, I'm showing you here basically Daily Real Estate Mastermind. Go like the page and you'll get the updates, or you can check it each day if you want to log in. It'll give you your link right here. Once you click this link, it'll log you in. And like I said, it will usually we'll tell you what time we're going to go live, and we try to stick to that. If there's any changes, of course, we would just post a comment under and let you guys know. As far as business on our end, it's been business as usual. Couple things I wanted to discuss that actually all include one of my partners, Devin. He's been on our sessions before. With Devin, we do a lot of business. He helps us out in Philly, good amount, has a lot of buyers, and we do a lot of business with Devin. So what we just did is Devin and I just sent out a huge mobile marketing, I don't want to say huge, but a large mobile marketing campaign. Had pretty solid success with that, and we'll break that down for you here in a second. We also sent out some direct mail. We did not use your typical direct mail source, so we will also be breaking that down and discussing that. And also wanted to discuss a potential deal that we have with one of our buyers, and why follow-up is extremely important. So I'm going to go ahead and get him on the phone here, or at least try to. See where this goes.
Hello.
What's going on, Devin?
Nothing. What's going on, Kyle?
Not much. We are live. Can you hear me loud and clear?
I definitely can hear you loud and clear.
Good deal. I was just going over some of the stuff that we had covered earlier in the week, as far as the direct mail we just sent out and the mobile marketing. I wanted to get that broken down for some people here on the session.
Okay.
First thing that I wanted to go over, though, is this deal that we're going to look at tonight, and why follow-up is so important. So basically, guys, what we have going on here, this was a lead, and we discussed this in a previous webinar, but this is just an update. This was a lead that we had almost a year ago, and for this particular lead, it was in probate. The family was having trouble deciding on what they wanted to sell it for. Still in probate at this time, but they have come to a number of which the judge will actually release it from probate. So we had them in for a long-term follow-up. We gave them a call about 2 weeks ago, and tonight we are headed over to the property with buyers. I think Devin will be meeting them over there tonight about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right.
Guys, it's very important in your business to keep that follow-up pipeline open, because a lot of investors, and Devin, I mean, I'm sure you can attest to this, if you don't follow up, with your current sellers, I mean, you're losing deals.
That's definitely true. I believe once you get more and more buyers, and you talk to your buyers, and you can actually see what they paying for. So you might have sellers say, 75, and you might throw 75 is too high, but you talk to your buyer, but he might buy stuff around the area for 80. So you definitely want to go back, keep knowledgeable with the sellers, talk to them, and hopefully wrap up a deal. But I usually try to talk to my previous sellers once a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to see where they're going, see where they at, and see if they can lower the price and work with me a little bit more, or they can do some terms.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, circumstances always change for sellers. I mean, motivation may not be there this month, may not be there next month, but if you touch base with them a couple months down the road, and you test that motivation, they may be ready to go. And so, I mean, that's exactly what happened in this situation. Is they weren't ready. We touched base with them a couple times over the last year. They still were not ready. They couldn't do anything about it. And guys, there is a way to help them get this out of probate, which we're going to do now. But you'll know when a seller's ready to make that move. And as long as you stay with them, and keep up with their status, which we use Podio, which I'm sure you guys have seen, that holds all of our leads, holds all of our tasks, and so we're able to basically keep up with these sellers very easily, because once we set them for a task, it's set it and forget it. Because if you set it for 6 months down the road, on that day it's going to pop up, and you'll go through the lead, give them a call, and you'll be ready to go. And follow it up with them. Another great follow-up system that we're not going to cover this time, but on the next or one of the following sessions will be but using autoresponders, which is something that is huge when it comes to follow-up. And it's also very easy once it's set up and you plug your sellers in, you can let it go, which is nice. So I guess, Devin, what you want to cover first? You want to go over the direct mail that we just sent out?
Maybe we can go with direct mail for this was direct mail was actually for 2 to 4 units. That will be duplexes. Will be 2 units. Quadplexes will be 3 units. Oh my gosh, two duplexes, 2 units. Quadplexes 4 units, and then you got the 3 units, which is
tries.
Tries. I apologize. Kind of lost today. So we have a buyer in the Philadelphia area that's all he's really looking for. He buys a lot of single families, and we had did a deal with him, a couple of them actually. They actually, some fell through, some he was able to close, and he was expressed interest in buying, triplexes. And he said he can close within 7 days, and so me being, an investor, and just being smart, I was just trying to go look up, the ways of how to get a list for 2 to 4 units. So, but I had went to a lot of the list companies, as in listsource.com, listability.com, and a few others just to find some units. Just find some triplexes, some duplexes, and quadplexes for my buyer. So I know he's really hot to sell, really hot to buy right now. We just sold him one for basically a great price, and he told me about more.
Yep.
So when I went to listsource.com, I couldn't find none. And when I went to listability, the same thing. So we had found a way to do public records. Is basically searching the public records to find. We found the list of I believe it was like 1,200.
Yeah, a little over 1,000.
Say again?
It said it was a little bit over 1,000.
Yeah, a little bit over 1,000. The years back, my criteria actually for that list was from anybody, any non-owner occupant / absentee owner who doesn't live in a property. He might have bought it from 1990 all the way up to 2004. So like going back 10 years back, just to just so I can make sure some equity in the deal, and some type of way that we know they can be a little bit negotiable with the price.
Absolutely, yep. And so basically, just to break that down real quick, we usually, when we pull direct mail, we use those websites that Devin was discussing as far as list source, listability. You can even pull list off of click to mail, stuff like that. And this specific buyer just he was buying single families from us, but then all of a sudden started expressing a lot of interest in multifamily type properties. So once we figured out that the type of multifamilies, the only type that we could find on these sites were commercial type multifamilies, which some buyers like. He particularly is not looking for that. So we wanted to try to find a way to get this list of these 2s, 3s, and 4s, and basically found a connection that we were able to pull from public records. And once we got this list, then Devin was able to remove the duplicates, and we went ahead and mailed it. So I'll let you pick it up from there.
Yeah, we mailed it. I think it was around like 850 if I wasn't mistaken, if duped it and stuff like that. So we looking for this response anywhere from like 3 to 5% for we sending out postcards. But say I could do numbers with you. Say we got 850 postcards going out, and we do a 3 to 5% response rate. That would just give us the low end. We're expecting around 25 calls.
Anywhere from 25 to 50 calls, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
25 to 50 calls, but within that 25 to 50 calls, I think our response rate will be higher than that, just because it's not a list that everybody else got. It's not a list that anybody, any Joe Blow that want to do real estate, they can just go on listability and get, or listsource.com, which is exactly stuff that you have to get pulled manually. So by that being said, just because how Philadelphia is, every market is totally different. If I went to Montgomery County, it would have been totally easier for me to find 2 to 4 units. I could have got them off of listability or list source. But just how Philadelphia County is, and how they don't keep track of keep good, I would say good
records.
Good track record of anything. I have deals where, the title was, they closed the deal and everything, but everything wasn't still in the public record. So Philadelphia is just a city where, they take the time to do everything.
Right.
So that's kind of good for us, because you actually take your time out and actually kind of find the list you will hit a gold mine. That's like we got. I talked to a lot of the investors in the Philadelphia area, and nobody had a 2 to 4 unit list. So
right, and
I'm pretty sure we get a nice response.
Yeah, and I feel like doing stuff like this, guys, is what separates successful investors. From your average investors. Or I don't want to say successful. You can be successful pulling normal lists and doing that. I'm not knocking that at all, because we do that as well. But this is just another thing to bring to your pipeline. You have to go a little bit above and beyond sometimes to get what you're looking for. And whether it's, I know another list in Philly that is very hard to get, well, almost impossible without doing it manually, unless, I think there's one website that will sell it. I cannot think of the name, but probates in Philly are very hard to get. In my area, we can pull probates, go down to the courthouse, and we can have them pulled every week within about 30 minutes. In Philly, it is much different. I don't exactly know the process because we haven't really dabbled in it too much, but I
can tell you. Yeah. I can tell you the process with that. You actually go down to the county courthouse, and you actually have to pay $3 a name.
There you go. Yeah.
What I mean, $3 a name is, if there's 20 people that died that was passed away this week, you had to pay $60 just to look at the names, at the files. But that's not guaranteed that every person that passed away had actually left the property to somebody. So it's just kind of hard, and you're spending a lot of money. You just digging for gold. You can find it, but I'll opt out that. I'm not going to spend $400 or $500 just to get 2 to 3 leads. It just doesn't make sense for me.
Right. Yeah, and exactly what Devin said. If you've ever pulled probates or you've looked into pulling probates before manually down at the courthouse, when you go in to pull these, a lot of these people, you'll get a list of, like you said, anywhere from maybe, it can be low some weeks, it can be really high some weeks, but on average you're looking anywhere from I would say where I'm at, which is the Lehigh Valley, about 40 names a week, of people that have passed away and left some type of estate or something. Sometimes they have nothing. But so when you pay for these names in Philadelphia, once we go through all of the leads up here, we probably scrape out about 8 that actually have a property that is worth a good amount of money or potentially worth a good amount of money. So we narrow down to about 8 to 12 leads a week from those 40 to 50 names. So when you're paying $3 a name, at 50 names, sit at $150, and you don't even know, you haven't even got to the mailing yet. So it's just different. But sometimes, guys, there are ways around it. Like I said, I cannot think of the if it's Probates Daily or some. I cannot think of the name.
Probate Daily.
Is that what it is?
Foreclosure Daily, but it's foreclosure and Probate Daily.
Okay, yeah.
I know they got the list.
Let's say I know that they have lists in it, but the point I'm making here goes back to the list that we pulled of the multifamily type property specific for this buyer. It took us a little bit longer to find a way to get this list. It wasn't as easy as click and receive in your email file, which is a lot of what we do. But sometimes you have to put in that extra effort to get these lists, and we know right off the bat that this list is going to deliver a solid. We should have a great return on this list, just due to the fact, because of exactly what Devin said, this list is not available off any of these other websites. So therefore, if other investors want this list, then they have to manually go pull them, or they have to find an agent to pull them for them, or it's going to take them a little bit more work than just going to a website and ordering these names and addresses.
The agent to pull them, the agent who actually pulls them actually got to know how to pull them.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to go with the list. But I don't want to discourage nobody from doing probate, because I know it is one person in Philadelphia who's doing probate, and he's actually killing it. I mean, I think last month, if I'm not mistaken, he like $70,000-$80,000 for probate.
Wow.
So and he's great at it. And that's his whole niche. He do other marketing, but he does a lot of niche of the probate. It's just in the lines of well, right now I'm in the whole mode of not trying to be my desk. I actually just bought a new desk. I'm actually just, when you call me, I'm just setting it up. I like to find a new desk. I'm just not trying to leave my desk for like the next month or so.
And then also, guys, we're coming down to the last quarter of the year, and so Devin and I were speaking the other day, and a lot of investors kind of taper off around this time because your summer market is over. But really, for us, I believe this is crunch time. You kill it with the marketing. You send out direct mail. I know Devin. So Devin and I are sending the list of multifamilies together because it's a buyer that we both do some business with. And I know, Devin, you mentioned the other day you just sent out another list of yellow letters for just single-family type properties, absentee owners, or maybe high equity.
It was that was what I did was actually the Spider-Man's withdrawal list, another list.
Okay, there
you had to do manually. But it's a great list. I say that because these are people that already said, I want to sell my house. I want to sell it. I want to sell my house for this specific price, but it didn't sell. It didn't sell in the market. So whereas all the agents might be trying to call and relist it, well, I'm just trying to, I'm sending direct mail, saying I'm going to buy the house, and let them call me back and see if I can do terms. I can do some terms of lease purchase, seller financing, or get a wholesale deal out of it. Because usually nowadays you got near spy usually on the market for anywhere from 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year. So if you have a house that's been sitting on a market for a year and you've been paying a mortgage, and then a investor call you and say, hey, I'll see a direct mail business, I'd like to buy the house. So of course somebody's going to contact you, and since they're going to be flexible because they already try to sell it. They can't really say, okay, I'm going to try to sell with an agent, because they know that they already tried it and didn't work. So that's what the best deals come in at, as the expired and withdrawal list.
Yeah, for those, you can do all kind of stuff too. You can find some wholesale deals. You can find, you can pull lease options, out of those. You can pull all different types of deals out of those subject twos. I mean, a lot of different stuff there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
guys, go ahead. Go ahead.
We were talking about earlier. It was I believe the other day we were talking about this. Actually, was like we got an agent on our team now. He's willing to look at the property, take up a bunch of pictures, and by just networking, I would say, and using agency advantage, because they already doing a lot of stuff that we had to do. So you got an agent on your team that can just really like take a lot of the work out that you really don't have to do. Like me, for instance, like for the next month, I'm not trying to leave my desk because I'm gonna have a lot of agents. I'm gonna have a specific agent looking at all my deals, putting in all my contracts, and stuff like that while I'm home, talking to sellers, trying to get more knocked out.
Absolutely. And then I just want to add this in there because I think it's kind of funny and awesome at the same time. I'll let Devin explain it because he was the one within the conversation, but he told me the other day, guys, you may not think, well, if you are an agent, then of course you're sitting in a different boat with this one, but as investors, we're not agents, right?
No.
And you would think that, oh, well, how am I going to get an agent to work with me, or put in time for me or this or that? All right, I'll just let Devin explain how excited this agent was when we were like, hey, we want to basically do all of our direct mail. We want to run it through you. Anything that we cannot wholesale, we're going to give to you for a listing, a potential listing. We're going to get you to help us close out deals. So basically, he'll be making money on almost every one of our deals. He works directly with our big buyer. So how excited was he?
Oh, he didn't know what to say. He just kept thinking. I was like, hey, thank you. And, and people in the water probably like, why is he saying thank you? Because we're doing all the marketing. He don't have to spend $1 out of his pocket for marketing. And for us, now we're able to actually convert on almost every lead.
Exactly.
What I mean by convert is we can make money off every single lead that comes past us, via us wholesaling it, seller financing, or any creative structure like that, or it gets to the lines that are part of just listing it. But if you got a house, a triplex, and we both know, me and Kyle know, there's no triplexes on our market for anything for under $70,000.
Yeah. No
so
way.
we put a triplex on the market for 70, 80. 3% of that, that's nice. That's a nice chunk of change. Even though we're not gonna get the whole 3% because it's relative, but we're able to get 500, 750, whatever we get a split off the commission for our marketing expenses.
Right.
So from that standpoint alone, is we close 4 deals for wholesaling fees and make $5,000 a piece. That's $20,000 we just made. And then we get a list that we get our agent get 10 listings. I only sell 40% of them, which is 4. And he makes, say, $4,000 in commission on all of them. That's $16,000. He's going to come and give us another $3,000, and that's just pay for marketing altogether. And
exactly.
We'll probably covered it. So we just making money off every last thing possible. We have a management company in place that we can refer people for and get monthly commission off that. You just got to network and just keep your eyes open and your ears open to everything that's around because a realtor is definitely a great person on your team, especially if you like me and Kyle and you don't like looking at houses. Like, I really don't want to go on this appointment today at 6. I'm going to try to call my realtor and get him out there, and so I don't have to go at all. So it's a great way, because this is what they do already. All they do is look at houses all day, show people houses. So why would you do it? And we can pay them on commission when the deal closed. So it just makes more time for you. And I know me and Kyle will create more time for ourselves just because we want to talk to more sellers and do more deals. So if you're running outside all day and you're outside for 4 or 5 hours, that's a whole bunch of time that you shouldn't be spending outside. But if you get an agent to do it, a real estate agent to do it, and you can stay in the house for them 4 or 5 hours and talk to the sellers, it's golden.
Oh, yeah.
You can make so much more money. That money, that little $500 you might gotta give an agent just to go out there getting the deals contracted or getting $1,000. Who really cares? If you make $3,000 off a deal, you gotta get an agent $1,000. Okay, I'm only making $2,000, but what did you really do?
You didn't leave.
$2,000.
You didn't leave your desk.
Some people, pass some stuff over, and that's it. Well, sign up.
Yeah, exactly. And then also, let me just clarify this as well, guys. When Devin says that we we make money with the agents. Legally, the agents cannot pay us commission, so we don't take commission. But the way that we work with our agents, you know, you can get creative with it. There's different ways.
It's a marketing fee.
A marketing. I mean, you can get creative with it, and there's ways. I don't condone anything illegal or, you know, like that, and we don't operate that way at all. But there's ways to get it done, and if you have an agent with a creative mindset towards investing, 9 times out of 10, their broker is probably that same way, or maybe they are a broker. You know, you never know. I mean, there's just different. If they know how to get creative, there's ways for you to work together with agents. They just have to be willing to understand our position, but that's for you to help them understand. You need to help them get to that point. So, moving on, I think. Go ahead.
I kind of know somebody may have a question in the lines of, oh, what you mean by letting them know? You don't let them know that we're flipping houses? No, don't let them know that you're flipping houses. Just tell them when you contact the agent, hey, I'm an investor. I do a lot of marketing, and a lot of the people that call us is not, it's not a great fit for our company. So what I'd like for us to do, if I can refer them to you, if you was to close on these deals, you can get into like a marketing service agreement, because that's not illegal. Having a marketing service agreement with a realtor. It's not all it is that you refer them a listing, you get a referment. And that's not, because everybody does it every day. So with their deal that you get them, they're going to be referred, and with the deal that they actually get contracted for you, it will be you paying them a commission. So basically, at the same time, your agent, and you're also helping them getting a lot of listings. So any agent will be glad to, say, okay, you give me 5, 6 more listings every month, 10 listings every month, and I get 5, 10 listings every month, and all I got to do is for you is make more money by going out and getting contracts signed for you. Okay, what do I sign up?
Yeah, exactly. And we're giving you business, and then they're giving us business, and they're helping us, we're helping them, and it's a mutually beneficial situation for all parties.
Anybody. Because if you think about it, if you actually send out a mailing of 2,000 people, say even 1,000, keep it simple as 1,000, and say if you get a response rate of say 5%, that's 50 phone calls. Out of these 50 phone calls, you might probably only getting flipped like 2 to 40 things. So if you have some 46 people calling you and saying, "No, I want to sell, I'm motivated," give them to your agent. Book the appointment for your agent. Just book it.
Yeah.
Just book the appointment for your agent. Let the agent go in there, ramp it up. And you know what the agent's going to say? He's going to love you.
Thank you.
He's going to absolutely love you because you give him money in his pocket. That way he don't have to go out and market for this specific property. He's getting them by default. And as long as the agents know they have to market to bring deals in to get listings, but if you're doing all the marketing for your listings, it's golden. They're gonna love you. When you call, they're gonna pick up.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I don't want to keep this going too long, but the next thing I wanted to cover is mobile marketing. Now, I'm also let Devin hit on this one because he called me yesterday with some great news, but I'll break it down before we send it out. Before we get to the part where we send out the mobile marketing. So this term, mobile marketing, what is that? Let me simplify it really easily and quickly for you guys. It's called a text message. Contacting someone via their cell phone,
or voicemail.
Yeah, or voicemail. That is correct. Yep. But yes, guys, so basically what again, getting back to it being the last quarter, a lot of investors slow down. Devin and I are like, we're going full throttle. We're going to keep going. This is a big time of the year because people they don't sell their house over the summer. Next thing you know, motivation is there. So whether it's lease options or wholesale or some type of a listing that we can refer, anything, the motivation. If they didn't sell their house over the summer, especially in our market when it starts getting cold, people they want to get this done.
The first thing they say is rent. If I can't sell it in the summertime, you just got to rent it to next year.
Yep. And so what we did is I had a list. Our VAs, they go in, and we're going to cover this in some other sessions as far as VAs and how to get them to help you with marketing. But what we do is we have our VAs go in. They use certain services and websites to scrape leads, and they compile lists. We briefly touched on this earlier, and they compile lists. So what we did is we went into a couple virtual markets. We did Baltimore and we did Atlanta, and I'm not sure how many were sent out. Devin will elaborate on that in a second, but basically we took all of these numbers, we plug them into a platform, something like Callfire, or there's a couple other platforms you can use. Do you use Callfire, Devin? Is that what you use?
I use the Buyer on Fire.
Okay, so Devin has a system, Buyers on Fire. John Cochran, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's great stuff. No affiliation there, but I've heard great things about it. So basically, yeah, so we go in and you put all these numbers in a list and you blast them out you blast them out a message about their property. So I'll let Devin take it from there. Explain that.
Just blast a simple message out saying, I saw your house on, I think I said, I saw your house on Craigslist. I was wondering if you'd be interested in at least purchase / rent to own. If so, call me. For my number, thanks, Devin. That was it. It was really short, sweet, and to the point. For Baltimore, I believe I did around, say, 90-something Texas.
Okay.
I was going to do the voicemail, too, but to be honest, I just wanted to get it over and done with. I just wanted to get some responses back real fast, so I just did the text message. From that standpoint, I just did the text blast. From Baltimore, I should have 3 contracts in my in my inbox today for 3 lease purchases, houses, one for $150 and 2 of them for $89,000.
All right.
The seller, he called me, and I was actually walking down the street with my daughter at the time. He called me, I picked the phone up, and he was talking, and I said, hey, Devin, you called me about possibly doing a lease purchase? And I said, yes, you got any properties? And he said, which one? I said, how many properties you got vacant? I'm a buyer, I can buy cash, or I can, do some terms of lease purchase. He said, well, I got 3, I'm working on 1 now. So I said, okay. I said, well, can you call back? I'm over there with my daughter, blah, blah. He said, yeah. I called him back. I told him before I hung up on him, I sent the paper for you so you can look at it. And so I actually sent Kyle's website to them because I don't like what I had a website, but my website not as, I would say, what's the word? My website is basically sweeping for my buyers and sellers, period. It's not really something I can send them to get like more in-depth information about me and my company. So I just sent them the Kyle's website because it's so much easier. So I sent the Kyle's website. He was on trips today. So I negotiated really well. I'm at least 30 problems. And for $150,000 house, we should be looking at $6,000 to $7,000 down, $5,000 to $7,000 down. And for the $89,000, we probably looking anywhere from the $3,000 to $5,000. And I also have one in Atlanta, which is $247,000. And that one should be a good, I would say, at least $2,000 sign fee. I'm not going to take no less for that.
Okay, Devin, we got some background noise going on. I don't know. All right, that's.
Oh, I'm outside. That's me. I'm outside. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's still a little bit of wind, but basically, guys, I'll just recover what he just talked about real quick. Picked up 3 properties. He sent out, probably close to 200 text messages in between Atlanta and Baltimore, maybe not even. We picked up 1 seller with 3 properties in Baltimore and another seller in Atlanta with a property. Total fees for all of these put together, are basically anywhere from the $15,000 to $20,000 range off of text messages. Now, will these deals be completed? That's the next step of this process. But just to show you guys, this goes back to conversations or statements that have been made many times on these sessions. If you do not position yourself to make money, if you not put yourself out there, whether it's direct mail, whether it's text messages, mobile marketing, whatever, if you're not putting yourself out there, then you will not be doing deals. So
that's definitely true. It doesn't matter what type of marketing you're doing. And Kyle, I call him the king of Craigslist if you don't know. He tremendously, I knew Craigslist worked. Everybody knows Craigslist worked. If you're looking for wholesale deals, just cash offer, it's not going to be the best place to start. You got to do direct mail. There's no way around it. Well, if you can do some type of seller financing, lease purchase, land contract with these people, with these leads, you'll make a killing. And Kyle can vouch for that because Kyle, his first year in real estate, I think the only thing he did was taxes, and he made, I want the business out there, but he made damn near 6 figures. Just about on Craigslist. So that lets you know how this resource is there, but nobody takes advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, guys, you don't have to be all crazy with it. And like, some people don't like cold calling. Some people they don't feel comfortable text messaging or stuff like that. But I mean, guys, honestly, if you can send 150, I mean, you have a VA scrape these. I mean, that'll cost you about all of $3. You have a VA scrape these, that'll cost you all about $3. And then you send out text messages, that costs you all of your time, which takes about 10 minutes. And then on top of that, next thing you know, you're locking up 4 deals. You know how many investors or people would want to lock up 4 deals? I mean,
yeah. And with these purchases, I had, out of all the purchases I did, I only did not sell 2 contracts.
Right.
And that's so out of all these purchases I did, it's only out of all of them I did flip, there was only 2 of them I couldn't move. It was only 2. And to be honest, truthfully honest, is one of them I didn't do marketing for, so I wasn't really moving it. I had to follow these options I was marketing for, and I kept getting to put that one out.
Yeah.
So it's not hard for these purchases. As long as it's on a good block, the price got to be okay. And it doesn't have to be okay because time can heal all wounds. If you're underwater and you owe $20,000 more, I'm just going to need like a 3 to 4 year lease option, 5 year lease option. That's okay. And that's okay with sellers, that's okay with buyers. So whatever it is that the seller needs, you can help. That's it.
Yeah. All right, Devin, I'm gonna go ahead and end it because we're getting a lot of background noise. It's tough to hear. So
that's no problem, Kyle. I'm actually searching more direct mail real fast. So you give me a call later, and I might have some good news for you about one house that we got on the contract.
Sounds good. We'll do.
All right, no problem.
All right, guys. So I hope you could hear most of that. If there's any questions about it, then absolutely, let me know. But yes, I mean, we did this, and I wanted to discuss this because just to show you the power of not only just putting yourself out there and being able to get leads and do business literally off of. So the amount of money that we spent for the direct mail, I would probably say with $800, you're probably looking at a little bit over $300. If you, for the 800 leads, for the 800 mailings, you're probably looking at about a little over $300. Guys, if you can't do direct mail, Devin just told you a little bit about how I initially got started using Craigslist only. Do I believe that you should only use one lead source? Absolutely not. Whatever you can do in your power to try to drum up different lead sources to use them in your business, you need to do that. We're definitely going to cover different lead sources that you can use, some of them free, some of them paid. in a later session. But what I really wanted to cover and show you guys is the mobile marketing aspect, or the text message, the voicemail marketing, the voice blast, text blast, whatever you want to call it. It works, guys. It works. I don't know how to say it in any more of a broken down, simple form. I mean, it's as simple as sending a message. I mean, look, you're going to get a ton of messages back. Screw you. No. Don't text me again. I hate you. You suck. I've got horrible messages back. It's funny. Okay, you can't take the kind of stuff personal. It's like you're sending, you know, you're blasting people a text message. Their house may not even be available anymore. You don't know. But the point is when you send out those messages, you will get calls back. If you answer your phone and you position yourself to do business, you will get deals. You will. You know, I mean, you have to do, I mean, of course, if you do not know what a lease option or lease purchase is, or you don't know where to take the lead once it gets on the phone with you, then find someone who does. Find a partner. Go to some RIA meetings. Find people. Learn. Take a course. Do what you need to do. We offer, on my website, we offer a course. Guys, we offer, it's 24 videos. It's free on learning how to wholesale, learning how to do lease options. I have 2 different courses on my website that are free that we've put together on lease option and wholesaling. Beyond that, there's these sessions. I mean, we're here. If you send out messages and you want us to call the sellers back, we can do that. We'll do it live on these sessions, you know, and work with you like that. So, I mean, you know, again, there's no reason why anyone that is engaged, especially around us, to not put put themselves in the position to be able to get some deals flowing. Once you get some deals flowing, if you don't have money for direct mail right now, then crush it on Craigslist, okay? Crush it on Craigslist, and then utilize other sources, Zillow, Trulia. I mean, just look for salebyowner.com. I mean, look, you know, go to these websites and just start pulling leads. You know, take a couple hours a day. If you have another job, take a couple hours a day. Get it done. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. If you're looking and you're serious about this business, then you have to take some time. In the beginning, you are going to put in a lot of work on learning how to do this stuff. You know, we want to be able to cover this information on how to get started within these sessions. If you have any questions, contact me via Facebook, Daily Real Estate Mastermind. You can comment under the YouTube videos. If you have any things, any systems or questions about how to get started doing certain things, you know, we want to hear from you. You can email me, like I said, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Contact us somehow, and we'll break down how to get that stuff done so you can understand it and, you know, move forward with your own businesses. So, other than that, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Go ahead, like us on YouTube, or like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will catch you later.